On a dreamy purple island in the sky, a giant magic rib waits like a treasure. But before anyone can taste it, 10 sparkling challenges twist and shine across the garden. At the edge of the glowing path, one little purple pup shivers, but
He steps toward a path of floating purple stones, while mist curls below like a sleepy sea.
The first stone creaks under his paws, and his tail tucks as the ground wobbles beneath him.
When he slides toward the edge, the stone rattles louder, and he realizes he must stand in the middle. So he lowers his body, softens each step, and walks gently from center to center like a little dancer.
With every careful step, the rattles grow softer, and misty light flickers happily under his paws.
When he hops onto solid grass, the stones glow behind him, and a shining crystal altar appears on the hill ahead.
At the top of the hill, a round crystal altar waits, watching him with carved symbols on a closed gate. He taps a random crystal with his paw, but it flashes angry red, and the gate stays stubbornly shut. He squints at the gate, reading the glowing pictures: heart, bone, moon, and shining light, lined up in order. Carefully, he nudges heart, then bone, then moon, then light into place, each one chiming like a tiny bell. The altar bursts into gentle beams that race to the gate, and the crystal door melts away into glittering dust. Our brave purple pup trots through the opening, finding a floating field of glowing lotus leaves drifting in the mist. Far above the clouds, purple lotus pads like time linen.
He leaps onto the first pad, and it sinks with a wobble, making his ears flatten and his paws scramble for grip.
The longer he waits, until he yanks.
So he takes a breath and bounces from pad to pad, never staying long enough for any leaf to give up.
Once he lands too close to the edge and it tilts, but a swift hop back to the center saves his shaky paws. With one last jump, he reaches solid ground, and ahead a forest of purple fireflies.
He pads into a soft purple grove where fireflies weave bright tunnels, some leading forward and some looping nowhere.
He follows a sparkling archway to the side, but the lights fade to darkness, and he ends up right back where he started.
Sitting down, he watches more closely and notices some fireflies blink in wild, messy patterns, while
he chooses the gentle, even blinking trail,
trotting after it as the fireflies light a clear ribbon through the trees.
At each glowing crossroads, he pauses, comparing the patterns, and always picks the rhythm that... The last cluster of fireflies blossoms into a glowing arch, and
curvy purple vines hang from every tree, gently swaying as if they're breathing and secretly watching him. When he freezes in place, one vine slowly curls around his leg like a hug that's just a little too tight.
He yanks his paw free, then notices every vine only reaches for him when he lingers too long in its shadow. So he keeps his paws moving, trotting in small, steady steps, slipping past Sometimes he ducks low beneath a drooping loop. Other times he darts sideways, his tail flicking like a tiny purple comet. The vines thin out, and ahead, a rainbow of shimmering bubbles stretch. Before him rises a soft, glowing bridge made of floating bubbles, curving through the air like a pastel rainbow. He tests one bubble step, and it squishes under his paws, glowing brighter as it threatens to pop beneath him. When he pauses too long, tiny cracks of light are... He breaks into a gentle run, paws tapping each bubble only for a heartbeat before bouncing on to the next. The bridge sparkles with every step, lighting up behind him in a trail of glittery. He lands on grass again. Whoa. He wanders into a clearing filled with floating orbs, some tugging upward, some sinking low, and others drifting perfectly in between. Curious, he hops onto one bubble that yanks him too high, then another that drags him almost down to the ground. He spots glowing arrows on the floor, up, across, up, down, across, hinting at the pattern he needs to follow. Watching from below, he notices which bubbles always float high, which cling to the grass, and which glide in a straight, steady line. He starts hopping in order, first an upward bubble, then a sideways one, then another, letting them carry him from platform to platform. The final bubble sets him. A path of crystal squires blinks in and out above the void, forming and vanishing like a playful, glowing piano. He jumps onto one tile just as it appears, but when it fades, he yelps and scrambles back before it disappears completely. He watches carefully, counting the rhythm. 1, 2, on, then 1, 2, off, until the blinking pattern makes sense. Timing his steps to the beat, he races forward, landing on each tile right as it flashes into solid, shining crystal. As he reaches the final stretch, the tiles ahead light up in a smooth wave, as if cheering him toward the exit. Around him, dozens of glowing crystal arches float in a circle. He trots through a random gate, but a flash of light spins him around and drops him right back in the middle. On a stone at his paws, he notices carved clues, little pictures of ribs, trees, moons, and rings lying together. He circles the portals, checking their glowing patterns, searching for the one arch whose symbols match the secret order. When he finally finds a gate with the perfect combination, his paws slow and his tail lifts in hopeful excitement. Stepping through, he doesn't spin back this time. Instead, he arrives in a circular clearing lit by a gentle purple fire. In the center of a ring of coals, a giant rib glows on a stone pedestal, surrounded by When he edges closer, a sudden burst of fire whooshes up between the stones, making him jump back with wide, startled eyes. He watches the flames carefully, listening to their rhythm. Up here, then there, then... He begins to move only when the fire dips low, hopping from stone to stone through the quiet gaps between each flare. His paws land faster now, heat glowing beneath him as bursts of purple fire chase just behind every leap. With one last jump, he reaches the center, standing proudly beside the steaming rib. The stone circle softens into a cozy picnic spot, and our purple pup finally takes a happy, careful bite of his... Dawn colors paint the clouds soft pink and gold, and our brave little dog curls beside